Hello all. This is one of the important topics in physics, the topic that deals with the motion of heavenly bodies, all planets, stars, galaxies and everything. Let's start. We all know that when an object is freely released in air, it falls down in a straight line. But when that object is thrown horizontally, it doesn't fall straight downward. However, it eventually falls to the ground. This fall of an object is known as free fall because it is not resisted by air or anything around it. Also, to hold something in its place, we need to support it from below. If we do not support it from below, it will simply fall. So, supporting from below the object, for example, I have shown here a cup of tea is placed on a table. If the table is not there, then the cup will simply fall. So, what is the purpose of putting a table below it? When we put a table below the cup, we are preventing the cup from falling downward. It means that there is a downward force acting upon the cup and we need to apply an opposite force in the upward direction so that the downward force will be balanced and the cup will not fall. So, this table actually provides upward force onto the cup which balances the downward force on the cup and prevent the cup from falling. So, these observations suggest that earth attracts everything towards itself. If we closely observe that then every object is attracted toward the center of the earth. According to a legend, Newton once sat under a tree of apple in a contemplative mood, and suddenly an apple fell down and struck his head. Immediately, he was struck by another important question, the profound question of if apple falls, why doesn't the moon fall? This was the profound question, and he proceeded further to answer this question. He was already a great mathematician, so it was not only this incident that led Newton to discover the law of gravitation, but an idea came to the mind of Newton as soon as an apple fell to his head. It was just an epiphany. Newton discovered the law of gravitation. So earth attracts everything towards itself. But Newton extended this idea to every particle of matter, and he suggested that every particle of matter attracts every other particle of matter with a certain force, and that force depends upon the masses of particles and the distance between them. So it is not only the property of earth that it attracts every other object towards itself, but it is the fundamental property of everything in our universe, every minute particle of matter. Here I have shown two objects, one blue in color, other yellow in color, and they are a distance r apart. The mass of this object is m1 and of second object is m2, and they attract towards each other. They attract each other towards themselves. The force of this force is always attraction, and this force of attraction is called gravitational attraction, or simply it is called gravity. So here we see that the mass m1 is attracted towards mass m2 with a force f1. Similarly, mass m2 is attracted towards mass m1 with the force f2. Another important thing to note is that these forces act along the line that join the two particles. Moreover, the two forces F1 and F2 are exactly equal. Now, how do these forces depend upon the masses of two particles and the distance between them? So, we are now asking a quantitative question, and we need a mathematical formula that describe how this force depend upon masses and distance. The force of gravity is directly proportional to the product of their masses, and it is inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. These two proportionalities can be combined together, and finally we obtain a simple mathematical formula that dictates the dependence of gravitational force upon the masses and distances. G is the constant of proportionality and it is called universal gravitational constant. Its value remains fixed independent of anything else that exists. The beauty of gravitational law is that it does not only explain the motions of terrestrial objects, but it also explains the motion of all planets, all stars, the motion of moon and everything, the motion of planets in our solar system. It explains the motion of all bodies in our cosmos on a large scale. So this is a very general. Let us come back to the question of why moon does not fall. If moon were stationary in its place, it would have been simply attracted by earth and it would have crashed with earth. But moon was not simply stationary, it already had a forward motion. And because of its forward motion, according to the law of inertia, it continued its forward motion while simultaneously being attracted towards the center of earth due to the gravity between earth and moon. Because of the inertia of the moon to keep its forward motion and the earth's attraction onto the moon towards its center, the two motions combines and the resultant motion occur in a direction in between these two directions. One direction towards the forward motion, another direction is towards the center of the earth. So these two motions combines together and the moon actually travel along the direction in between these two as shown by this. So here we see that while moving forward, the moon is also attracted towards the earth, and instead of moving in a straight line direction, the moon curves around the earth, and the curvature of the path of the moon is as much as to keep it at the same distance from the earth's center, and hence moon keeps revolving around the earth. Thank you.